for tomorrow for me to talk about gay shit and tonight to talk about gay shit? Yes, you are. Why else would you be here?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear actual reviews of books?
Mm-hmm. You
No,
want to hear
you
more?
want to hear me talk about gay shit for 20 minutes.
Yep. Y'all want to see me apply to the Bailey Bugle news site? Come on,
Oh,
come
God,
on,
no.
talk. I'm pretty much doing that anyway, so keeping y'all updated on the adventures of an upcoming star like Spider Boy.
I don't care.
Hmm.
But I do plan on reading that one Namor book where it's basically his adventures as a youngin. I do plan on reading that
Hmm.
book. I heard good things about that book.
Okay, gotcha. Do-do-do-do,
I think enough time has passed. I'm gonna try Ultimate X-Men. It's had enough books to get the plot going, and if I
You're gonna read it?
no, I was gonna wait till because I didn't like the first issue. I looked at the first issue. I looked through. I was like, "This is not an X-Men book." But enough years have passed. It should have gotten to the point by now. So we'll see if I like it now. So we will see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat your ass. You better go read it and love it, or else, audience, it's on site. It's on site with Jake.
They'll get my honest opinion. That's all.
Yeah.
But if I don't like it after that point, unless something big happens, I won't go back to it. I just want to try it, but it's had enough time to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's like that whole situation with. It's like that whole. It's like that whole issue with when Thor and Jane Foster in time for Thor 4, Marvel said, "Okay, we're gonna make a team up book between Jane Foster and Thor, right?" Thor was minimized, and even in the cover, right, it said Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor, but the "and" was so small that it kind of read Jane Foster, the Mighty Thor. Oh God, dude.
I don't know. Like, I don't really care about that. I don't care about new ideas. You got new ideas given to me. Just be good.
Yep.
But right now, how many issues are we at with Ultimate X-Men? What are we looking at here?
4.
4?
5. We're going to 5 this month.
Oh, maybe wait till issue 5 then. Let me say issue 5.
Sorry, I'm eating my dinner right now.
Yep. And I'm eating my breakfast right now, audience.
I just want enough time to pass to where the series has settled down, it's established what it's going to be, and then I can judge it from there.
It's been good, though. It's been really good.
I'll look at it. I remember I had I complained about the direction one time, then everyone was like, "Well, you got to give it a chance." So I'm giving it a chance. I'll let it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see.
There you go. But anyway, hey audience, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, hi, Mark. Can we start calling our audience Mark?
No.
If you want.
There might be people who don't want to be called Mark, but they want to be called May.
Fair enough. We'll decide what the fans want to be called later when we get more fans.
The Phanatics.
No. We're called the Phanatics. The fans are called the Phanatics.
Okay. If you want to go that way.
Callbacks.
Callbacks. All right. Gotcha. But anyway, you guys want to get started?
Yeah, sure.
Well, okay, so let me get us started. Welcome to Comic Fanatic, the Comics of the Week reviews, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Even if food poisoning couldn't stop me from talking about America.
Yeah, that is Jake Talon. Matthew McConaughey, President of the United States. Let's talk about
it. We killed Austin again. We will bring him back later. Just letting you know, we did kill Austin. He knew too much. He knew too much. That's all I can say.
Who's paying for a wall to bring back Austin?
We'll see how I'm feeling later. Anyways, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim. Pronouns they, he has not changed in a hot minute. And I will be talking about gay shit for the next 2 days while I work cram, I should say, for San Diego Comic-Con next week. Wing. Yeah, that's it.
And I there's usually 4 of us, so that's usually whatever. But together, I hear we form the Phanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. And on Tuesdays, exclusively, we talk about the comic reviews.
Yay!
Yeah, so we have an exciting night before us. We won't be talking about much because my books are monthly, and
my books are most of my books are monthly, besides any very specific book.
Yeah, but if we stall long enough, maybe Austin will show up and he'll have a fifth book. But we still got some exciting things on the agenda. We have the Ultimates. If you're a fan,
I forgot to read.
Hey.
If you're a fan of Dan Slott's Spider Boy, we got some more of that coming.
Yeah.
If you like if you like the gays and the sapphics, Avengers Academy is where it's at, bestie.
Yeah, and we'll be wrapping it up with an Avengers number 16 from the mainline universe coming in from the 616.
Yeah. Because what is a comic reunite if we don't talk about a tie-in to an event audience?
But yeah, we also have social medias you can follow us at. But Witch is in charge of those, so I'll let Witch take over.
I am. I am. Let's fucking do this again for the second time this week, besties. You go subscribe to the YouTube channel because what time is it? Yeah, because I said so. You can also follow us on the Twitter. I'm calling it the Twitter because I can. At Comic Phanatics 69. That's where you're gonna get most of your updates. I will be updating about all the information on Anime Night, so stay tuned for that when I remember to do that. You'll get to see some cool art that I drew like a couple months ago. Yay!
Yeah. Special announcement that we've announced for yesterday, but we'll announce today. We are for the first time doing an anime night. We will be talking about things mainstream and no stream. Not
as mainstream.
Not yes, and we might for those of you who only care about the mainstream stuff, we might have Boruto. It depends on if I feel like doing it. Pokemon Horizons, which isn't mainstream, but in Japan it is. And for people who like to experience anime and all it has to offer, Witch has got you covered with his books as well, which you would like to.
Well, mostly OVAs, but I will briefly bring up mangas as well.
A manga as well.
So, but anyways, going back to the socials, if you want to follow me with my weird antics, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. Sometimes you'll get my random event posts, but you have to go on Tumblr for that, besties. Yeah, you can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. On my TikTok, you'll mostly find shit posting because that's mostly what I do. If you're lucky, on both my TikTok and my Instagram, you'll see me post cosplay and art. So stay tuned for that. And also, fun fact about me and my life, I am currently working on a Dark AU Alpha Flight fanfiction. So stay tuned for that, besties.
Gotcha.
I will shout it out when I actually start working on it more. Well, I have been working on it, but not writing the actual plot yet. So stay tuned for that.
Oh.
So if you want to read a Dark AU fanfic that is hella gay, bother me enough on Twitter and TikTok, and then I will actually start writing it.
Sounds good.
But I guess not further ado.
Speaking about starting stuff, let's start off with the first comic of the night, audience. And hold on a sec.
An ultimate showing, I hear. A superior showing, I hear.
Okay, yeah. We're starting off tonight with the Ultimates #2, audience. Yeah. Now, this is something I was really looking forward to, audience, because we can't tell by my avatar and my constant mentioning of America. Yeah, I was looking forward to the ultimate version of Captain America, right? I love the Ultimate, the original Ultimate Captain America. He wasn't a bad person, though. He wasn't a bad person, audience. He gets way too much negative crap on him, but he's done a lot of good. I'll mention that when we get into this book,
I'm very concerned.
Yeah. Gotcha. But anyway, so very looking forward to what this version of Cap has to do. Maybe it's another version of Ultimate Captain America, right? Not really. Okay, this issue starts off with the Ultimates storming the White House.
Sounds about right.
And you don't know what's going on. Apparently there's some comeuppance going on in the White House, You have one girl who's a bystander for mommy. She's like saying, "What does the letter on his head stand for, mommy?" A throwback to Captain Ultimate Cap's apparently his most famous dialogue, which apparently people think is problematic. But yeah, Captain America responds with, "Okay, Ultimates, let's go save America."
So I have a question before you continue.
Yeah.
Was it not? Did you and Austin not talk about how America doesn't exist in this timeline?
Oh yeah, I should have brought that up. Yeah, because
Yeah, did you
audience like
forget that the Maker basically changed all of the world?
correct, yes. So that's probably one of the throwbacks to why that little girl was like asking, "What's that A on that man's masks? What does that mean?" Because America doesn't exist right now.
So what is the country that they live in?
I'm not so sure on that. It's just, I guess, a country or whatever.
Okay.
Um,
Also, furthermore, like, what happened to America? Like, what? Because
okay.
it was here and now it's gone. So, like, what happened?
But like America existed as far as Captain America's timeline in the 40s, but now that was dismantled by the Maker, right? So basically, this is going to be the approach I see that this writer, let's see, Camp, that's his last name. Oh wait, Dennis Camp, right? He's just taking this as Captain America waking up in modern times, like 616 Captain America, basically.
Yeah.
That is his approach. So you see some flashbacks to Steve, like coming into a room. He just wants to get debriefed on everything that's happened since he got frozen. And I know this is supposed to be like him seeing what the Maker has done, but then the writer is also mixing in like real historic atrocities into this, or things that were just so in your face political wise. Like Captain America is horrified to see the nuclear explosion. He's horrified to see JFK getting assassinated,
Okay.
and apparently, like there's now there's a guy of a Punisher skull on his shirt, just causing havoc in the street, and that's inspiring other people who are wearing Punisher skulls too. And I'm like, how is that not in your face as to what the writer's trying to tell you?
Well, hold on. So America doesn't exist, but we still have President JFK and whatever, and the nuclear bomb still happened. Like, what?
Well, we don't know when the Maker showed up, so
No, I get. It's like, was this a recent thing? Like, when? How? What?
I think Austin's more informed as to this whole ultimate events, but regardless, what we know right now is America as a country doesn't exist.
Okay, we just have all the America. We have everything from America, but America in name. So that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
A little bit weird. That's why I'm just like weirded out by why you're taking like real world events and putting this into an alternate.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand what's the point of referencing real world event if like America never happened. Then I have to know what the cutoff was. Like, when did America stop existing?
I mean, hey, you have the White House after all. Like that's what they're storming right now, and apparently the White House was actually bought by this villain named Midas, who apparently bought one of the original Iron Man armors and turned it into gold, this and that.
Okay.
And again, like he's basically spending this whole issue literally trashing America, like saying like even making fun of the name, like hey, what is America? Like, hey, it doesn't even count Central or South America. Yeah, money is the best invention in this world, and like look at this White House, I bought it, Cap. Well, that's such a ridiculous name or whatever.
But what is he talking about? Like that's what like I know I keep bringing this up. It doesn't exist. Who is he making fun of?
I know that's just the writer just injecting his personal ideology of the country into this issue.
Okay.
And look,
didn't America like the name came from like indigenous languages?
Well, it's not even that. When he's talking about America, he's talking about capitalism and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Then talk shit about capitalism.
Well, he's referencing the United States of America, which doesn't exist. Yeah. That's what I'm confused about. That's what doesn't make sense. Yeah. And he's talking about the country. Like the name America, that's different. But he's talking about like the one that we know, the one here that we live in. That's
oh, the one that's being asked right now.
He's kind of like making fun, like, hey, this whole White House that had the president. Yeah, I bought it, so it's my house. So technically, you're on my property, and all that stuff. And like, he's like looking at Cap saying, "Look, you seem like I'm a businessman. We could work out some sort of deal." But Captain America's like, "No deals. We're here to save America." And
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
okay, okay, okay. The premise I was like thinking is like, okay, so this is going to be Steve Rogers kind of bringing in like the good parts of America into this book, right? Like kind of showing the people why the values he fights for, the country that he represents, is something that's worth bringing into this world. But I'm expecting those moments. But here's the thing: when you trash like the system or the very meaning of the country, I'm okay if it's like a villain's there just monologuing, right? But when Steve Rogers is there, he has to respond. Like he either through his actions or through his words. Like this might not be the country. Uh, the country, the country doesn't might not represent what we stand for at the moment, but like it's the ideals are worth dying for or worth fighting for.
Yeah.
But Steve, in this whole issue, he doesn't respond.
Well, it's just strange too because he's basically woken up from the 40s. Again, I don't think the writer got the memo, but like if America doesn't exist, Steve comes back from the 40s. He's like, "What was I fighting for? Like I was fighting for the country like from back in the 40s. Like I'm like you know what I mean? Don't trash talk my country."
Exactly.
I'm trash talking the country.
And then Captain America needs to be the one rebuttaling that,
Right.
And like even when he's like looking at the history, right? Between the bombing and JFK and the Punisher skulls, Steve is just horrified and he doesn't respond.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, like everything like this Midas guy is really saying, Steve has nothing to counter it.
Right.
I mean, he just keeps saying over and over, "We're here to save America, America," right? The fight commences between the groups, and eventually you find out what the Avengers were really here to save. And here's the thing: they weren't actually here to save America; they were here to save America Chavez.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
they are
what?
technically saving America.
That is true.
But no, like the idea of Captain America was being patriotic, like I want to save this country. But now that's like the writer saying, "Oop, you thought Captain America meant he was saving the country? No, he's here to save this Latina woman who needs protection from the person in the White House, and obviously the people with skulls in their chests." I'm like, what?
What's wrong with Latinas, huh? What's wrong with Latinas?
What? No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you just duped us into that. Like, you thought Captain America meant saving the country, but, like, he's not saying anything good about the country in this.
He's not. Yeah,
the
writer, he's not complaining about it being America. I mean, like I said, I think that's funny a little bit, but it's because...
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but it's mainly because it's, like, it just feels like so, like, just for the joke, basically, of, like, that's for terms of the plot.
Okay, like... Yeah. I mean, eventually, Captain America does end up crippling Midas. He does one shield blow to the back of his neck, which apparently paralyzes him. But he gives his whole like villain monologue by the end, and then Captain America is taking America Chavez out, saying like, "We saved America." I'm like, what? As you see the White House behind them burning.
Yeah. So I think
I guess you could say we should call it the Charred House now. Sorry.
I think
I had to. I'm sorry.
No, it was good. I think my problem is when you say that the Marvel Universe, which is spoilers or shockers for anyone who hasn't read Marvel in years, it takes place in America mostly.
Yeah.
I think what you have to do is you need an issue establishing what does that mean, basically. I think Watchmen does this best, where you have because in Watchmen, America is not the same as it is in real life, basically. But there's an opening scene where Dr. Manhattan narrates, "Hey, this is the change. So everything happened up until this point, and then this is why America looks this way from here on out." I think that's what they needed here. Furthermore, I don't know what they were after America Chavez for. To be fair, maybe this does tie into Cap being like, "Listen, I need America Chavez to fix my country." Maybe that's it. But I feel like he should have a little bit more of a like of
a backbone.
He just came back. Like he just, from his perspective, he went to sleep fighting for the country, and he woke up and the country is gone. I need a little bit more like, hey, don't talk about the country I fought for. You know what I mean? It's like telling them like, you fought for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah. I get it.
You fought for nothing. Like if you were to tell me like in a couple issues later, Captain America is going to walk down the fence of the White House and he just grabs his shield and throws it over the fence, I could kind of see that happening based on what I've seen the story going so far with Cap's depiction right now. You know?
Yeah, and
like.
And to the writer, his political beliefs are his own. And I'm not saying anything he says is not something that does happen in right. Like a lot of the stuff he says, this is going to be a whole big discussion. I don't want to get
Punisher skulls, man. Punisher skulls. Come on. Is that more blatant? Can that be any more blatant?
I feel like writers get into this habit where our people get to this habit where they're like punching down on the system, which is warranted because the system needs to be challenged. Mm-hmm. Alternatively, though, remember the fact that you live in a country that allows you to do that. You know, there's a lot of good things. You can be on any platform and make fun of this country till the cows come home. You could go to another country and try that, and you could get arrested for it. Yeah. Let's not forget that.
I mean, for God's sakes, this writer, like if you really do have these viewpoints on the country, I mean, for God's sakes, you're writing for Marvel. Right. Dude, come on. You've gotten that opportunity. Dennis Camp. I was like looking more into like what he's written in the past. Yeah. Not that much. He's written more so indie books like 20th Century Men, and I guess that was enough for Marvel to say, okay, we want you to write Ultimates. This, from as far as I was able to find, this is his first Marvel book to write. Yeah. You know.
Like I said, his beliefs.
Maybe this was like a good leeway into getting him to write for Marvel because
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Let me guess who it was. The same editor for this book, the same editor who fangirled out about that Jackson Lanza and Coley Kelly Captain America run. You know, the one where they retconned the shield to be racist.
Was it the same editor? We need to know.
Likely they both are in the same mental position.
His editor should be on the front page of the book, if I remember.
Yeah, I see it. It's a different editor, but I'm willing to bet that those two have the same mindset when it comes to handling Cap and these sorts of topics, you know.
I guess, like I said, your political beliefs are your own. You put them in the book. You do what you do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking because I hear it at work all the time. Because well, I like my job. I'm not gonna explain where I work, but I do hear like these sentiments all the time. I feel like a lot of there's like too much of like complaining about the country, which is warranted, and all these complaints are warranted. I can't stress that enough. Like, there's nothing like that people say I don't disagree with, but also still like a lot of good things that people forget that you have in this country. You don't have anywhere else, or you don't have in a lot of places, I should say.
I mean, even that is what's the term I'm thinking? Preconstrued? Is that the term that I'm thinking of? That's the only. But like, I think that's the term I'm thinking of. But like, even if we do get to use like some of these like rights that we do have, some people just take that away from people. Just letting y'all know that now. Anyways,
and then there are some people who do find success in this country. You know,
not everyone has to be rich to find success in the country. But you know, like I said, we're gonna keep evolving till it gets to a point where, like, I guess I don't want this podcast to go in. But my point is, I just wish that these writers who use the freedom that they are given to have these to have this voice and to make these comments also recognize that you have the freedom to say this because of the country that you come from. And that's that's just kind of what I personally would like to see more, but that's neither here nor there. In terms of how the book is written, it just doesn't make much sense to me because of the premise that America doesn't exist, but this guy's talking like America exists. So that's kind of where the big plot discrepancy comes from.
I mean, this sort of thing kind of makes me worry because, audience, we had like a big topic yesterday when it came to Ultimate Hawkeye, right? He's going to debut in this series. Now, I'm sure this writer is going to treat that character really well, handle it with respect and this and that. But in the premise for that issue, that character, that Hawkeye, is going to collide with Captain America. So I can only imagine that that's just going to be a disservice to Steve, but at the same time, kind of upbringing that Hawkeye. You know,
there's nothing wrong with giving respect to the. I hope he does get the respect he deserves to steal Hawkeye. I do see what you're saying about Captain.
Yeah, you know. So that's why I made my previous. Yeah, that's why I made my previous comments yesterday that I don't even know if I'm going to stick in this book long enough to reach the Hawkeye, introduction.
Like I said, I'll read the book on Friday, so I'm taking all of your comments to face value.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm going to, if I could find that variant cover of that Hawkeye that's coming up, I'll definitely buy it because that's a sick ass design. That's a great ass cover.
Awesome cover.
Give me the poster.
I don't think I got to mention yesterday how much I liked the costume itself, the whole character design.
Oh, we all loved it,
Don't listen. Don't give me the cover. Give me the poster. I just want the poster.
Dude, I love it when comic covers get the freaking posters they deserve. I've been trying to find an X Factor 2021 for years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find me one that has not been sold out, send it to me on Twitter, please.
Yeah. Gotcha. But anyway, just had so much expectations as somebody who did appreciate Ultimate Captain America for what he was. He's done good. He has good values, audience. He didn't like seeing Hank Pym beat up his wife. So what does Captain America do? He beats the crap out of Giant Man. He didn't like the fact he was horrified by the idea that Spider-Man was actually a young teenager because hey,
also,
audience, yeah.
Adding on to it, he also was the same person that was like, wait, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are like, doing the deed and they're twins, but everyone just gaslighted him anyways, being like, it's all good, besties.
Like that. What? That doesn't make any sense, Like,
why are you encouraging this? Like, this is already bad enough, but twincest? You guys came out of the same hole at the same time. What are you doing?
I know, right? He has old school values. Yes, he is a more conservative in American values, but that doesn't inherently make you a bad person, is what I'm trying to say. Like, when you all want to know why we didn't get like an Ultimate Bucky? We got Bucky, but he was just a photographer, right?
Yeah.
For the military. The reason is because Captain America didn't like seeing minors join the military, given what they're going to face. That's why he had like that whole big segment when when the Ultimates were discussing Spider-Man. Captain America was against it and believed Spider-Man should stand down because he is a kid. He's still a minor. He's still in high school. He shouldn't be out doing these things. And if you read Ultimate Spider-Man, it's kind of hard to argue why he doesn't have the perspective because Spider-Man went through a lot of horrible things.
There were some arcs in that book where I'm like, Spider-Man, listen, if you were any other guy, you might have unalived yourself. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, there was like a big arc about like Spider-Man getting his first gunshot wound, and he's like, oh shoot, he's like in the alley. He has nobody to really call. The only person he could call is Mary Jane, and she's like very nervous about this too because she herself is a teenager, Like,
also, remember that one time where Wolverine tried to sleep with Mary Jane while he was body swapped with Peter Parker? Remember that? I remember that.
Yeah.
I swear, if I ever meet Ultimate 1610 Wolverine, it's on sight. Yeah. He's the worst.
Which I believe Ultimate Jean Grey deserves a good amount of that bashing too, because she's the one who decided to punish Wolverine by switching his mind with Peter Parker. Peter did nothing to offend her. She just didn't care. Like, I'm just going to put
don't get me
Wolverine's
started
mind
with
in
the
this
first
one.
Ultimate X-Men book. Like, there's a reason why I stick with it. I start with issue 46, read onwards, but only care about the North Star issues because I don't like this book that much.
It still boggles my mind that they referenced that in the kids' version of that story.
What?
In Ultimate Spider-Man, one time Wolverine shows up, they swap bodies, and then when he sees MJ, he gives like a little like dirty look to her, and I'm like, oh my god.
They did have,
bro, justice for Ultimate Peter Parker, man. The shit that he went through before he died.
Yeah.
Jesus. Luckily he died before Ultimatum because oh my god.
So, do you agree with Captain America about his standpoint on Peter Parker shouldn't be out being a hero like that?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I feel like you have to at least be a certain age before you decide you want to like risk your life for vigilantism. Like not be a literal toddler.
And Ultimate Cap was no hypocrite in that situation because he didn't have a minor being his Bucky. Yeah, there was a Bucky, but he was a wartime photographer. He wasn't the whole right.
Because Peter is kind of the exception to the rule. I mean, like traditionally, you don't want like a lot of young superheroes out there, but it's like he was he was good at it. You know what I mean? Like, you could.
Yeah, Peter Parker was one of the only few like teenage superheroes, like young superheroes. Like the X-Men, the original X-Men were definitely part of that. I think I don't remember how old they all were, but I'm assuming like obviously like Jean Grey and Scott Summers and Iceman, they definitely were teenagers. I don't know how old Hank was, but I can assume things.
Yeah.
No, he's always an adult.
Also, just like Charles Xavier was just a major creep in both 616 and 1610. So I'm just glad that we don't have to deal with his bitch ass right now.
Yeah. Cap is right. It's just that in the Ultimate era, like Peter's like good at it. Like he's not a terrible hero. He's actually one of the best. So like it's also weird too.
He was looking after Peter's self-interest. I mean, for God's sakes, when like the Ultimates like decided, okay, we're gonna have one-on-one time with Peter, Captain America brought Peter to a cemetery filled with soldiers who, yes, whether you like it or not, Peter, you're acting as a soldier. You're having the duties that you want to fulfill. You're wearing a uniform. Many men who had the same mindset as you ended up here. You know,
bro. And the funny thing about that, like, I can see where Cap is coming from. I wish Charles would have had the same mindset when recruiting a whole bunch of like teenagers, like the oldest being like 19, not including like Wolverine because he came later and it was like a whole thing. Don't worry about it. But like, and plus keep in mind, I know that we're supposed to be talking about Cap, but I really need to bring this up with Charles as well because I feel like it makes sense. Like literally, like I told you, when he made the original team, which was Jean, Scott, Beast, Colossus, Storm, and I think like one other before they got Bobby, who was like 15. And I was like, why are you 15 and going to a club in Edinburgh or wherever the fuck you were? Why are you guys bringing this little teenager on freaking missions? He's barely he's barely past puberty. He's going through it right now. Yeah. Like everyone else, like they're 19, but it makes a little bit more sense for them to be here. Also, just Charles is a major creep. Before Sinister literally like yeeted him down the stairs because that shit was hilarious as shit. He literally Charles was literally stalking all of his students on TV cameras with like TV like cameras being in their rooms and such. It was awful. Like Charles has like no morals basis. At least like Steve has like some morals when it comes to the youngins, you know? Like fuck you, Charles.
Exactly. But it's funny you should mention that because it actually kind of reminds me of another panel that happened in this issue of, Ultimates #2. You have like Midas, like, trying to hit Captain America and like saying, oh, America. Hey, I'm a member of the Hellfire Club and we're in good standings. Hell, some of our members were even the founding fathers. I'm like, what?
Wait, hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Hold on.
Some of the people in the Hellfire Club. I did hear
that we are getting the Hellfire Club, but hold on.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be popping up, I think, in your Ultimate X-Men. But, okay, so another dig at the country by kind of demonizing the founding fathers. And yeah. Again, audience, if Captain America goes and throws his shield over the fence at the White House and walks away, that's kind of like where I'm thinking this Captain America is going towards,
In 616, there are two people named the Midas. There's Dr. Midas and then Mordecai Midas.
Mordecai. Well, they just call him Midas. He's wearing an Iron Man suit the whole time, but just made of gold.
Okay. I think I might have an idea. Because there is Mordecai Midas. He did appear in an Iron Man book, so I think that we're talking about this specific one. But like, I don't know.
It's what it is. I'll give one more issue a shot, but if it doesn't, if it keeps pulling this stunt, I'm just gonna drop it. So
for Hawkeye, we have to try.
For Hawkeye, yeah, you let America down. Whatever your name is, Camp. Camp.
Hey, America doesn't exist.
Yeah, America doesn't exist in this universe, dude.
Yeah, that's true. So
there's another question. How do you you buy the White House? Who is in charge of the country?
Because apparently rich tycoons or whatever, like this guy's just making fun of like, hey, finances, like anything could be bought here, this and that, like there's really nothing flattering about the country in this book, really, You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, is what it is.
You can't. No, he's actually factual. You can't buy the White House. Also, he bribes somebody. I guess that's what he's implying. But the White House is federal property. You can't buy it. You can't buy
I guess if you
unless you become the leader of the country.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, let's Google this, shall we?
No, I did. Like the president lives there, but he doesn't own it. The government.
I guess his way is saying like, hey, the founding fathers were people to Hellfire Club.
If this guy has around $230 million, maybe.
Yeah.
I just saw this from an NBC News article.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I'm looking at the same one. If it were for sale, there's like if it was for sale,
it would be. It's kind of like a national park. Well, it's owned by like National Park Services and the National Heritage Site, apparently.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, and then you would also have to like, why would you sell? Because it's like, all right, I'm gonna go into the whole logistics of this.
Yeah.
If someone bought the White House, that would make your country look so bad. Just some random buying your base of operations for the country. How that makes you look in front of other foreign countries when you're trying to negotiate. You look pathetic. No one would let this happen. This is so dumb.
Yeah, Jake. This whole issue is making the country look bad, man. Like, and Cap defends none of it.
Yeah, this is so stupid. Like, I would need to know what the layout of not just the country at this point. I need to know what the world.
Like, I know that the maker basically made this universe in his image, and everything. But like, I agree. Like, what the hell? Like, how the hell did this happen? Like,
this is so stupid. I don't know how else to make it sound. But it would be like me going to the bank, like, can I buy this?
Unless that's a writer trying to say, like, you know, oh, this is the evil of rich people, what they can do with their connections, you know?
Yeah, he's trying to say that the country is so corrupt, I can buy the White House. That's how corrupt it is. I don't think there's any corrupt incentive to sell the White House to a rando. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't. Whatever. That's the more I think about it, the more dumb it is.
Yeah. So, all right. I think we're on this issue long enough. So, all right. I guess we can move on to the next book, audience. Look, before you do that, hold on a sec.
No worries. I'm just like loading it up because I was reading my manga. Yeah. Oh, you can see my little picture.
Announce it.
Yeah, we're talking about Avengers Academy number 3 on Marvel Unlimited. So it's Marvel Voices Avengers Academy number 3. Just letting you know. So it's called First Night. You know, it's bedtime for our little mini Avengers. That's what I'm calling them, even though some of them are like 18, 19 years old, you know. But don't worry about that, besties. Not important. Anyways, so it starts off with Red Goblin. He is consoling Double Dinosaur because, you know, he's a little bit scared. It's the middle of the night. Apparently a dinosaur can be afraid of the dark too. Don't worry. You know? And so basically, Red Goblin gets spooked and turns into the Red Goblin self, you know, because it happens. I'm not going to reveal his name just yet. I think I might have, but, like, I'm not doing it right now. So basically, we hear another voice being like, oh, someone there? Like, I was, like, you know, had to check up. And we find out that it's Moon Girl, Lunella, and Red Goblin's like, oh, I just heard him howling, and Lunella reassures him. It's like, oh yeah, he's Devil is such a huge baby until he gets his midnight snack. So like, don't worry about it. Also, I'm Lunella, and he's like, I'm Red Goblin, and he's like, and she's like, yeah, but what's your actual name? So we cut over to the boys' dorm, right? We'll come back to Lunella, Red Goblin later. We cut over to the boys' dorm where Justin is asking Aaron if he's awake, and he's like, hey, I can't sleep, can I come down? And he's like, yeah, whatever, it's fine, because, you know, Aaron's trying to sleep, but don't worry about it. And Justin's like, oh, how's your back doing, you know, from the bajillion bee stings? And Aaron's like, yeah, it's a little sore, but Lunella made me a cream for it, you know. Like, she's insane. This kid's insane. And yeah, we get some little gay moments between them, you know. And, you know, of course it was gonna happen. Like, we already know that these two are gonna get together. We knew that from issue 1. You know, I think it's kind of cute. I don't know what other people think at the moment, but like I said, we get the gays and we get the sapphics. You know, I think we're doing all right as a society. Anyways, so we cut over to the girls' dorm um where Escapade, she wakes up and she's like, oh shit, like you know, because she had a nightmare about being a bee. Because if you remember from the last issue, she swapped with a bee, which, you know, that'll do some stuff to you psychologically. Like, I think that we can all agree on that, right? Yeah, cool. Anyways, so she goes into the kitchen and she sees Brielle making some popcorn. You know, she's like, oh yeah, it's part of the gig, bestie. Like, insomnia, fighting vampires, like, it happens. Anyways, you know, like I reiterated beforehand, Sheila basically swapped with a bee, and that caused her to have the nightmares from being swapped with a bee. You know, it be like that. No puns intended. Just kidding. I know, that was stupid. Anyways, so Brielle's like, hey, you just want to watch a movie? Like, Justin let me this. Like, apparently it's god awful. Also, I just noticed that the cover of the movie in question is a Castlevania reference. So
you're telling me this book. So you're telling me this book is this author is writing for you specifically, which
probably, but we also did get a Luna Snow cameo and a Captain America and Bucky cameo in posters in Aaron and Justin's room. So that was pretty cool. To all the Luna Snow fans, you got your freaking cameo, besties. But no, like literally, it's Two Gun Kid versus Dracula. That's the movie, and it's literally the art from Castlevania 1, like the really iconic one with Simon and Dracula, you know. And yeah, also Brielle's little slippers, one being a werewolf and one being Frankenstein's monster, so cute. And I want her entire pajama set right now. Hand it over. Put it on my freaking desk right in the morning. Anyways, so we cut over to Red Goblin and Lunella, and he's like, oh yeah, my name's not important. It's nothing personal. I just don't want people to get too close. Like, I'm pretty dangerous. You know, being like edgelord, freaking symbiote. And she's like, oh, you too? Well, I guess I'm just not like super moody or goopy or whatever, but Aaron almost died today because of me. Like, he protected me from the bees and I almost got him killed. So I don't know how to deal with that. Keep in mind, she's like, how old is Lunella? Like, how old is she? Does anyone know? Like, I know they aged her up in the cartoon, but how old is she?
10, around Bailey's age, I would think.
Okay. Also, Lunella's pajamas, the one, like the little moons, like the 2-piece moon set with the devil dinosaur freaking slippers. I'm in love with it. I love it. The pajamas in this, I love it. I didn't really get into Aaron and Justin's, but you know, there's not too much with theirs. You know, it's like Aaron is just wearing pajama bottoms. Freaking Justin's wearing a shirt from his mom's bakery that got cropped, and then some like shorts. You know, nothing too special. But I would wear practically everyone's freaking pajamas in this for the most part. Probably wouldn't wear a bonnet, but you know, it's there. And also, if you see the art, like if you see the background of Sheila and Brielle's room, you could see the wig that Brielle is known for wearing, like, you know, the purple one. She has it on like a wig stand and everything. So that's why her hair is in a wrap right now, as you can see from the picture right here that you could see on your screen. You do get gay shit. I do promise you that.
Yeah, we're going up in the world in editing, audience. So yeah.
Anyways, so Red Goblin's like, ugh, this team stuff, I hate it, you know, because, you know, he's a little edgelord. I mean, being related to freaking Norman Osborn will do that to you, so I'm not really gonna give you too much shit. Anyways, so Lunella is brushing Devil Dinosaur's teeth because, you know, even dinosaurs need to get their teeth, you know, their teeth brushed, you know. And Lunella's like, yeah, I know, I usually feel like this, but if I could just do it myself, that would be freaking awesome. But like, keep in mind, she's a very scientific kiddo. And Red Goblin's like, I'm scared of other people. They're so fragile, you know? Like, I get it. Especially if you are a child with a symbiote on you. That would do stuff to you. Anyways, so we cut back to the boys' dorm and with Justin and Aaron. And Justin's like, you know, this is weird. I've never been away from home, like, for good, you know? And Aaron's like, I've never really had a home. Like, I don't know. You know, life's like that sometimes. Which, mood, you know, I can like weirdly relate to Justin a lot in this book. Like, just in general. Like, yeah, I might have never worked in a bakery, but, you know, anyways, but, you know. Oh, I forgot. Aaron's wearing little Captain America shield pants. I just remembered that. That's what he was wearing. If you were interested, Cryptid. I know you weren't, but you know, it's there. But so they start getting into their backstories a little bit. And yeah, you can tell that Aaron has been through it because he's not as Captain America of the railways. I would expect him to not have like a stable living environment. And he basically just like reiterated that. He's like, oh yeah, you know, when I was small, my parents taught me that love's a conditional thing for the most part. And Justin's like, okay, I don't think that's true. You're just crazy and your parents suck ass. And Justin was raised by a single mom because his dad left him when he was really young, which, damn, you just really called my ass out. Until I was like 6, but we don't have to get into that today. We don't have to get into my backstory today. Okay, we'll get to that later. But yeah, we basically go into Justin's backstory because he is a new character made for this book. I wish we would get more of him. That'll be funny to see him and Marco Kane duke it out or something because, you know, they're both juggernauts. Was it Marco Kane or Kane Marco? I can never figure out his actual fucking order of his name. But you know who I'm talking about. The main juggernaut that we all know. The other gay one. The first gay one. Okay, we all know that he's married to Black Tom, even though they're cowards and don't want to, like, acknowledge it. Marvel, I hate you. Anywhoosies. So, yeah, basically, we find out that Justin was raised by just his mom because his dad left him when he was a youngin'. So that wasn't fun. But, you know, he got to go to a concert where he was literally at, like, age 6, being, like, the only boy there. You know, country music stars. I don't know much about the country music scene, especially for the girls and the gays, but we'll figure it out later. But don't worry. He seemed to enjoy himself. And the singer in question, she looks fucking baller. Anyways, it's all good. Yeah, and so Aaron's like, yeah, that's real nice. My dad's a piece of shit. Because his dad was a piece of shit. Anyways, we cut over to Brielle and Sheila, where they're watching that really shitty movie that they were talking about earlier, you know? And Brielle's like, watch, he's gonna shoot down the chandelier. See, I told you. Because if you have a chandelier there, you gotta shoot it down. Like, come on, this is a cowboy versus Dracula. Like, come on. And Sheila's just like amazed that Brielle knows what's up, you know? And all that jazz. I just really want those slippers, man. I'm sorry for going off topic, but I really want those freaking things. Those slippers. Anyways, so Sheila's like, so Dracula, they're real? And Brielle's like, yep, vampires, they're real. Like, I'm also part vampire like my dad, you know? You might have heard of him. So basically, they start going into deep topics right now. This is part 3 of deep topics of the night, because this is where you have your your talks is at night. You don't have them during the day. Why would you have them during the day? Have them at night at like 3 a.m, because that's what we all do. That's how you are normal. Okay. So anyways, so basically, she was like, "Oh, but you kill vampires?" And Brielle's like, "I kill things that are killing people, like, you know." And she was like, "You don't ever worry about getting lost?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, every day, you know, because I get it. If you kill all these freaking monsters and shit like that, like, I don't know, you start to think that you are one too, you know, it happens. Like, I bet like a lot of these superheroes have thought the same thing, you know? Like, I don't know a lot of their mindset. Marvel refuses to let these characters go into their mindsets. Anyways, so Brielle's like, so is quote unquote getting lost stuff because of the bee monster thing? And she was like, my power is switching with people. Sometimes it makes who I am pretty blurry. There's no room for me, I guess you can say. So that was fun. So we cut over back to Lunella and Red Goblin because, of course, we have to switch back and forth from a bajillion different perspectives. Because, of course, you have like at least 6 characters here. 6 with purpose. Anyways, so Lunella's like, oh yeah, me and Devil, we're bonded. He helps me, I help him. When I hurt, he's hurt. You get the idea. And keep in mind, Red Goblin can basically relate to this because he's bonded with a fucking symbiote. Which symbiote? I don't fucking know. A symbiote. There you go. That's your answer. A symbiote. So, yeah. So, Lunella's like, yeah, but all that extra pain, it doesn't make me weaker. Isn't that weird? And Red Goblin's like, that doesn't sound very scientific. And because, if you know about Lunella, and she's like, well, I guess bonds are where the energy is stored, when power breaks and bursts and all that jazz. And Red Goblin's like, I mean, I get that. I just don't want to hide anymore. And basically he reveals his actual name to her, and he's like, oh yeah, my name's Normie Osborn. God damn it, Norman. Were you the one who named this child? Like, I feel bad for this child. Who names their child after the Green Goblin? Like, Normie? Really? I hate it. That was a choice that was made. Anyways, so he's like, I'm the heir to Oscorp and Alchemax, and the Green Goblin, blah, 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 blah. And you can tell that he does not want to do this. He's like, he does not want to, like, run Oscorp and all that jazz. And so he's like, Spider-Man told me about this place. That's why I ran away, trying to figure out who I am. I did so many bad things. So please don't tell anyone. Please. I don't want to have to deal with this bullshit. And Lunella's like, oh, hi. Hi, Normie. I'm Lunella. Really nice to meet you. Because, this is like the first time that he's actually opened up to people in this book. Like, this is the first person that actually knows who he is, kind of, like, in this, like, little team, Anyways, so cutting back to the boys' dorm. So, Justin's like, dang, I'm sorry about your family. I'm like, I'll leave you alone, I guess. And Aaron's like, no, please stay. It's just, I don't know if I really deserve any of this, Like, he's like, oh, I survived so much, and now, like, I have all of this, like, a nice bed, like, cool people like you. Like, what if it gets all snatched away, He's like doubting everything, which is valid because if you know anything about Aaron Fisher and all the stuff that he's been through, you get it, Like, he's basically grown up on the streets a big chunk of his life. And if you've read his little mini series, which I have, which we have talked about, I swear I had to fight Cryptid on the live, not before or after, on the live about this. If you know, you know. So basically, before they can have even more of a conversation, Justin just passes the fuck out. It's adorable. This is an adorable little scene, and I wish I could get a better version of this freaking panel. But like, you know how Marvel Unlimited and iPads are. But I can at least do that for right now. Screenshot that part for right now. Anywho, so we cut back. We were gonna finish up the stuff with Sheila and Brielle, and so Brielle's like, there's a spell on me right now that makes me invisible to magic, and that was given to me by Doctor Strange when I was born, since I was a little baby, because it happens, and just to protect her from like other motherfuckers. Blood Hunt Brielle, where was this spell during Blood Hunt? Who the fuck knows? But she's basically like, but it's getting way too strong. Sometimes people can't even see me. Like, if you remember from the first issue with Justin, where there were periods of time where he couldn't see her in his juggernaut state. So that sounds like it's great tactically, but it kind of sucks, Like, I get it. I get it, Brielle. Like, I get it. Anyways, so Sheila's like, so what do we do? Like, what do we do when we start to get lost? And she's like, we find something to hold on to, and we see little bits. We see like different members of this team, like what they're doing, So Justin and Aaron are sleeping. So is Lunella and Normie, who are sleeping on Devil Dinosaur, which is really cute. I'm gonna like screenshot that and send that to you guys. And then we also see Brielle and Sheila sleeping while Brielle's little cat magic thingy, I don't remember their name. They're also sleeping on the couch. And so it ends off with, and we hold on tight, and that's where the issue ends. And yeah, that's where the issue ends. It was really cute. We did get some gay moments. Don't worry. I got you guys. Knowing this writer the way I do, yeah. This is going to be super gay as hell. Anywhoosies, I'm sending you the picture of Lunella and Normie, and also that one pic of Aaron and Justin, because I can. I don't care what you have to say, Cryptid. I love them. So, yeah. That was Avengers Academy issue 3. Good book.
Alrighty.
As long as you enjoyed it, that's all I can ask. I can also ask Cryptid to
Right.
Because
Austin is in. Austin's in. He's been in for a while. Like, I don't know who. Austin, say something, dude.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Austin's been patiently waiting to talk about your book. Since
You've been up. Dude, you've been
I've been
on.
listening to Butcher Normie's character. He was named by the son of the goddamn Green Goblin. He has the Carnage symbiote on.
I don't know much about Normie Osborn. I'm sorry. I only know what I know. It's not my fault. Okay, the only character that is this entire team that I've been keeping up with was freaking fully was Brielle for the most part, Aaron, now Justin because he's new to this book, and a little bit of Sheila. I have not been keeping up with everyone on this damn team. Give me a break. Okay?
That's fine. It was weird to hear Normie's here. Because, Normie's last book ended him really killing a lot of people in defense of the Green Goblin, in the sense Norman was good for a good bit. But
he is a child.
He's kind of been spiraling since his best friend Dylan has been stuck in his own Venom book doing dumb shit.
Exactly. So I think that little scene with Lunella was really good, I think, for his character. Well, from what I know of his character,
I agree. I wish it was somebody else.
I like this book. Next week I will be talking about issue 4, and I'll also be talking about Briar on Monday because I have to leave for Comic-Con on Tuesday. Yay!
Austin, explain to me the state of America.
The president candidate got shot, and the first thing people asked was, "Will this make?" No. The first thing people asked was, "Well, does this mean that Trump has the black vote now?"
No. Oh, yeah, that is the truth that people ask. But that's not what I was asking. About the ultimate America. What happened to it? Why is it gone?
I didn't read that book. That's why I said Scarlet. I thought you read that book.
Okay.
He did, but he said that you would know more about this America being gone.
I know about America being gone, but I didn't get a chance to read the book yet.
Me neither. That's why I'm reading it on Friday.
Question, Austin. When did America not become a thing in the Ultimates?
Yeah.
It was, I believe, 30 years after Cap went under.
He's still talking. That was our problem. He was explaining the book, and this villain talks about America as if it's still a thing. He doesn't act like, at least from what he described.
It wasn't that long ago. It happened after Cap got frozen, obviously.
Right.
But it's recent enough that it was something big that still American thing that's still happening in the 80s, I believe. They still say America. I believe it was in the 80s.
So what is America replaced with?
They gave it a name. I have to look it up again. Give me a second.
Look up the map of this new Ultimate
Universe. The map could be at the end of the issue.
Okay. And why could you buy the White House?
You can buy the White House because it became a regular house. They became then they go to a dictatorship.
So where's the capital?
There is no capital. Oh no, I think the capital got switched to the store in New York, I believe.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was so confused. I was like, none of this makes any sense. How would this work?
Thank you, Austin, from being resurrected from the dead the second time this week to enlighten us.
Because I even Googled this. I was like, there's no way they will literally just buy the White House. That sounds so stupid.
The White House isn't the capital anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, so what is he bragging about? I could buy the White House. What are you talking about?
Let me check in. It's been a minute.
It's just that whole issue was the writer just talking about how much she hates the country, basically. So yeah.
This dude was like, I could buy the White House.
To be fair, if you're gonna do that, this is the book to do. So, I guess I'd rather be
Well,
in like the Captain America book.
But you have to have Captain America respond, and he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't responding at all in this issue. Like this whole issue was about America bashing, and Cap is like, "Okay, I'm here to save America."
Okay with it, Cap has not seen anything that's happened, so I would like to see his reaction to history, like in general, like next issue.
Yeah, no. In this issue, he saw it. Like you saw, like him in the early pages, like he's looking up everything that's happened with America since he was frozen. He saw he was horrified to see the nuclear bomb. He was horrified to see JFK get assassinated. He was horrified about what the Maker was doing, and he's horrified that there are people in Punisher skull shirts.
Oh, so yeah, that was a bit. Yeah, so JFK so it's still America by that point.
Yeah.
Nothing flattering.
Yeah, but that's what I pieced together. I'm like, how recent?
And even when Captain America goes through his whole monologue about like I'm here to save America, it turns out he's not even talking about the country. He's talking about America Chavez.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Is Kingpin the president?
No, he's not.
Okay. Nah,
look. His Cap just started, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I have no doubt they're going to try to do right by Captain America fans eventually.
Austin, if it was for a different writer, I could get some hope, but like the fact that I looked more into that writer, like this is his first time writing a Marvel comic. The only other thing he did was an indie one was called 20th Century Men, and that was it.
I have the opposite take. I feel like Captain America.
If you said 20th Century Men, not 20th Century Boys.
One of those two. Did you?
If it's men, I understand what you were.
I feel like Captain America, fresh off the ice, who just fought for his country, and he's hearing all this bullshit. He's like, I feel like he would at least be like, "This isn't America." Like I feel like
no. Well, Jake, he had that, but they did it like one panel crash out, where he woke up. They like, "Oh, this isn't America." All that stuff. He freaked out. He fought him. Okay. Yeah, they didn't want to do the full like episode. Yeah. Like we said, the first issue.
I want him to wow out. But if he did that, okay. I just need to know these things happen. All right, you can't just spring this.
What is this book called again? I'm trying to
look the Ultimates. Yeah. It's number 2. Issue number 2.
So I mean, go to T.
Yeah, it's volume 2 of the Ultimates. Yes. Okay. Because that's how it is. That's how they put it on. That's how they put some of these books on like on the pirating websites that I'm not going to name the names of because I don't want them taken down because for reasons. But that's how they did it. I've noticed it when they started doing that for Ultimate X-Men. They did Ultimate X-Men Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Austin, just type down the Ultimates 2024 and you should be able to find it. But yeah, like not looking forward to like the lead up to like him versus Hawkeye because I feel like the writer is going to glorify the Hawkeye and do him right, do him justice, and Captain America is going to be there to take all that shit and disservice, So
I'll let it slide if Captain America has a big comeback towards the end of the book. If this is Captain America absorbing everything he hears, everything he has, and the book ends with his.
He should have had a comeback here.
We don't know anything about this Captain America to say he should have did that here.
He should have had a comeback. Like all we did was see him get horrified about everything that happened while he was frozen, and then he had this one guy, this Midas guy, just talking trash about America, like even right down to the name. And Captain America's like, I'm just here to save America, and it turns out not even the country. He's looking to save Chavez.
I feel like if he's saving America Chavez, maybe it's to help get the America he wants back. Maybe there's something like that. Maybe I don't need to see what he's getting America Chavez for. I think I would have liked a line where he's like, "Listen, that's not my America." Okay.
Yeah.
Like something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna let it slide if it's him absorbing everything, and then towards the end of this book, this run's not going forever with this guy. Captain America has the big response of everything the book has happened, like everything that happened since he was gone, since he came back up, since he experienced everything. To the maker.
If you tell me by the end of this book that Captain America is walking in on the streets in front of the fence of the White House and he just grabs a shield and throws it over the fence and just walks away, that is a version of Cap I'm thinking is going to lead up to. Yeah.
Hey, Red Temperance, welcome to the episode. So he's asking, am I misremembering, or wasn't America the only version of herself in the multiverse?
That's MCU bullshit.
I'm assuming it means the MCU, because I don't think that's in the comics. I think in the comics.
That's MCU bullshit.
Yeah. I may be insane though.
Also, Austin, I saw the name that you have in the private chat. That's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah, it's all good. Temperance, it's all good.
Yeah, all right. But anyway, Austin, so you're gonna be here for the rest of the show, right?
Hopefully, I can't find a charge, but I plan to be here.
Review your book first. Get out the way.
You can do that to me.
Yeah. Okay. I'll review my book first, and I'll give Austin time to prepare and that stuff. So, all right then. Hold on a sec.
Find out what's happening next on Sonic X.
Find out what's happening next in this week's Spider-Boy number 9. Audience. Yep, Spider-Boy disappeared from the timeline.
Big favorite book.
Hey, Dance Lot's best work in years, guys. But anyway.
I'll give it to him. If he's really done with Doc Ock, I will say this is his best work.
Nah, let's talk about this. He's only done with Doc Ock till Marvel says he's done. All right.
Gotcha. But anyway, audience, this is Spider-Boy number 9, and guess what? We had like a little variant cover this week. You know, Marvel decides to do this whole Deadpool kills Marvel characters variant edition, and here you have it, audience. Deadpool kills Spider-Boy in a video game.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
You could beat Spider-Boy in a video game.
I probably could.
Oh, does that make you feel better, the fact that you could beat up a 10-year-old boy?
In a video game? Yeah.
Okay.
I know I can. Make him play fairy tale fights with me and I'll beat his ass, no problem.
To sudden death. All right. But
keep in mind, you're going to look at that game and you're going to be like, what is this? And then you're like, oh, okay.
Gotcha. But anyway, so we start off the issue with Spider-Man in front of a tombstone in a cemetery, and you have like this one mysterious figure in the background. You don't see their face. They're just wearing a red coat, black pants, and a white shirt. Gray shirt. It kind of reminds me of the Centipede. Remember from Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run, Austin?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's giving me that vibe, you know?
Oh, Kindred?
Was it Kindred? Yeah. I thought it was Centipede.
Yeah, the main villain. Yeah, they know the call.
He's kind of looking like him. But anyway, you have them discussing stuff about Spider-Boy. Now, the mysterious person is asking Spider-Man, did you believe him? That he really was who he said he was? Spider-Man's having like this whole bad moment while he's looking at a tombstone saying, my kid's sidekick? Or rather, my forgotten kid's sidekick. The boy who was erased from history and brought into a world that no longer remembers him.
The boy who
I know. Yeah. Harry Potter audience. I know he believes it. Maybe in the end, that's all that really matters.
Damn.
But here's what I do know. From the moment he showed up, he gave it his all. He fought the good fight and always did the right thing, no matter what it cost him. He was barely 10 years old. I got my powers when I was 15, and there was so much I had to learn, and I was so full of it, calling myself Spider-Man.
Wait, I have a question.
Hold on. Hell no. Oh. Yeah. Go ahead, Wade. Go first.
What is Bailey's powers? Because we know he doesn't have the web shooters.
He got fused with a spider, so like he has the super strength, the agility of a spider. He could have eyes popping around all over his head like a spider, so he has a full 360 degree view. and he has a type of spider sense that think of it as like the cosmic awareness Captain Marvel the original Captain Marvel had, where he touches an object that has previously been touched by someone else, and he could sense that that person's in danger.
Yeah, it's the powers of Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
but
and he calls.
He doesn't really have the traditional Spider-Man powers, right?
He could talk to spiders. He has a half-baked. He's a half-baked spider person.
that is not traditional Spider-Man power.
That is, yeah. I don't think Peter Parker can or Miles Morales can talk to fucking spiders. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He can climb on walls. He probably has super strength. You know.
And let's not forget, audience. It was thanks to Bailey's power that Doc Ock was close to turning the whole world into Otto Octavius's. That happened. That happened. That just showed how powerful his powers could be. But I like how Spider-Man was saying, I called myself Spider-Man because I wouldn't be called dead calling myself Spider-Boy or being anyone's junior sidekick.
You know, I think it's funny that Spider-Boy is a real thing because Stanley was like, I don't like child sidekicks.
That's why they had to kill Bucky. Austin, you were going to say something?
Wait, wait. So Bailey said he got his power 3 years ago. It was around for 3 years. You're saying he got his powers at 6 and 7 years old?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and he was trained and mentored. He was trained and mentored by Spider-Man and Daredevil, Austin.
Get out of here! No, Spider-Man's not trained for 7-year-old, bro. Like, no way, Peter Parker. I'm guilty every day for everything I do. He's gonna train some 7-year-old. That's stupid. He would never.
Daredevil wouldn't do that. Daredevil, the Catholic Church, would not do that either.
In Bailey's response, here's the next page, right? Spider-Man saying, "I told them that," and you know what he said? Bailey saying, "I get it, and you're right. Spider-Man doesn't need a sidekick, but this sidekick really needs a Spider-Man." Like, you know,
it was about not needing a sidekick. It was about the fact he's not going to take a child into this war that he feels guilty about all the time.
Peter walks out of his house every day feeling guilty for stubbing his toe on somebody's lawn. Okay, like he's on top of that.
What's one more guilt trip into Spider-Man at this point, Jay? Come on.
This man hasn't gotten over Gwen Stacy's death. You think he's gonna risk a child's life on top of that?
Yeah, he's not Batman. Okay.
That's why he's only making Bailey fight C-listers and below people. All right.
No. He wouldn't do that because he can't control who Bailey's fight. What if someone just be like, "Oh, you know what? Today I'm just gonna kill a child."
Yeah. What's
the right time? You know, I'm gonna go fight Billy today. Like, you never get stopped that from happening. Of Billy decide to kill him. You wouldn't say that shit.
What if Jason Todd happens to him? Do you know what I mean? Like, when he gets Jason.
That kind of did when he got erased from the Web of Destiny. Okay, yes, granted, Bailey did get stabbed. That's why he was out of everybody's memories, and something fucked up happened.
That's my problem with Spider-Boy. Like, if he was on his own timeline and he became Spider-Boy on his own, that's one thing. You can't convince me it's in Peter's character to train a child. I'm not talking about someone who was like 15. We're talking about a 7-year-old. No, a 7-year-old.
We're talking about a 3-year-old. What the hell is
that? He's not doing that.
But Peter is going to be taking action because right now, like, you have the mysterious figure, right? Like, looking to make a deal with Spider-Man. There is a way to bring Bailey to us again, but it'll come at a cost.
I'm not selling my soul again. Get the fuck out of here.
No, it's not the soul, but it is something that's going to be dear to both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And you know what Spider-Man says? I know what you want. And deal. He shakes the person's hand. We don't know what it is, but oh shoot. That's when we actually get to the actual issue. And appropriately, this issue is called The Lost Boy. You know? You'll find out why. Because like from where the last issue left off, you know, Bailey comes in the building where Silk, Madam Web, and Aranya are, you know, they're working on trying to find the missing universe's one person that they're looking to help, right? So Bailey comes in and he wants them to fix this whole mind wiping thing that happened to him. Wants everybody to remember, like especially his mom. He's doing whatever he can to reunite with his mom. Which, come on, cut the kid some slack. But
there are better ways to do it, bestie.
but anyway, like they're telling him, look, Spider Boy, look, we want to help you, but right now we have our hands full as it is. You see, you're not the only one who's missing right now. There's this one spider person here who's missing a universe, and we're trying everything we can to find their universe. So yeah, audience, let that sink in. Bailey wasn't the only one forgotten. All right, so look
This
at
guy
that.
wasn't forgotten. They can't find the universe to the back to. That's just two different problems.
They're working on it. There's how many spider universes are there, Austin? Come on, it takes a while.
Everyone, everyone's a spider universe.
It's
They
not
can
as
do
easy.
better.
It's not as easy as flipping a channel. But anyway, they're looking
Miguel
for.
wouldn't let this happen.
Gotcha. But anyway, they're.
Miguel will be like, "You are a mistake."
Miguel would be dead already, and the problem would be forgotten.
Gotcha. But anyway, like that's when the three decided to introduce Bailey to the person that has a missing universe. Audience, I bring to you the spectacular Spider Duck.
What?
You're gonna make me leave this town.
Spider Duck.
I believe.
Spider Duck. He's like saying, "Yep,
We
that's
already
me,
have
the
the Spider-Man character.
the web-footed wonder himself, now trapped in a world he never made." He's like in the
Wait,
cafeteria, just making
wait.
himself a
Is this
sandwich.
Howard Duck as Spider-Man or just a regular
Yes.
duck?
Howard. This is Howard the Duck, Spider-Man. Yeah.
I'll leave
Yes.
it aside then.
Yes,
I hate Howard the Duck with a burning
Yes,
passion.
Red Temperance. We are at Spider Ducks now.
Okay,
They're
but
Peter Porker, so
Never forget,
Yeah.
in Spider Verse, if you could just put on a Spider-Man costume, you could basically do Peter's job. Sometimes even better.
Gotcha. But yeah, the three girls are trying to explain the situation. He's been here for over a week right now. We're trying to find his home, and Spider Duck is like saying, "I know, Toots, and I get that, and I'm trying to make do. But hey, I gotta tell you guys, my Earth has fancier sandwiches and mustard, so hop to it, And that's
Bro,
when
you're just in New York. You haven't even went to like good cities yet for food. What are you talking about?
Yep, he's just only eating whatever they provide him, and apparently they provided him a freaking buffet. They have apples, bananas, muffins, everything you need to make a sandwich, and yeah. So that's when Bailey's like, guys, how do you even know there is a spider duck, and that this isn't just Howard the Duck in a Spidey suit mooching off all of your free food?
that's out good. I'll give him that.
The three women, it was a silent panel of three women. They're clenching their fists. And the next panel is Anya literally kicking Howard the Duck out, saying, "And stay out!" And Howard the Duck is like, "Well, it was good while it lasted."
That's very unlike his character. That feels weird to randomly throw this gag in there.
Free food, man.
Yeah,
And they
Howard
shouldn't.
Duck does a lot more. There's free food. He wouldn't stop people from doing their superhero jobs for free food.
Red Temperance says the Howard I know would never.
Well,
He really would. He's a detective. Like this dude's like maybe an old private eye. He would not do that randomly.
He's probably going through tough times, audience. So right.
I'm gonna stop you all from helping anybody in the universe by forcing y'all to look for something that doesn't exist. Congratulations! I just wasted days of your fucking time.
Red Temperance says, free food or not, he's a duck with integrity.
Nah. Yeah, Howard Duck's worse. This worst character.
Okay, but anyway, so the rest of the issue is just really them okay, now they're going to help Bailey out. They grab these three artifacts that they have to try to fix everybody's memories of Bailey, but instead it actually pulls Bailey into the web of destiny, right? And they're like, "Oh shit, this is not what we planned to happen." Spider-Boy is now being lost through all the Spider-Verses out there. Hurry, we gotta pull him out. So that's what Anya does. She pulls out Bailey, but it's actually Spider-Man. And he looks exactly like Spider-Man except with weird-looking wristband. They thought it was Peter, but it turns out to be Takuya Yamashiro. Yeah.
Oh my god! I know who that is.
Right.
I think I know.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
You know what?
That's from the Mangaverse.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's a manga.
Go ahead, Austin.
Oh my god, Mangaverse rep in 2024. Do you think we're gonna get a reboot on the Mangaverse?
Which it sounds like somebody has to thank Spider-Boy for that.
I'm not thinking Spider-Boy for jack shit. No, I'm surprised that we got Mangaverse Spider-Man in this book. We barely get to see that any reference to this fucking universe, bitch. I'm not thinking Spider-Boy for jack shit.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that other girl. I forgot who we were talking about for a moment. I'm thinking her for pulling his ass out of here.
Kurt, is that the end?
No, y'all just randomly yanked this man for his work universe. Don't thank them for that.
Hey, let me live my life. Let me live my truth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
Kurt, is that the end of the issue?
No, that's actually half the issue. So what it turns out was they accidentally ended up switching Bailey's spot with this Spider-Person spot. And this is very problematic because right now this Spider-Man was in the midst of fighting with his giant sword. No, I mean like his mecha sword. Yep. And right now Bailey's in it. Bailey's like, oh god, what the hell? Where did I end up in? Shoot! I have to hit all these buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. Please don't let me step on anybody. Oh, somebody just leave. Hold on a sec.
Remember when you said that Peter likes to keep Bailey on C list?
No. Wait.
There we go.
Are we still here?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just
I'm
here.
here. Sorry.
That isn't manga Spider-Man. That's Japanese Spider-Man. The old show.
Oh shit, you're right.
The Emissary of Hell Spider-Man. He just took place from him.
You said that
you're right.
Spider-Man likes to keep Bailey on C and D list villains.
This was an accident.
Yeah, accidents actually happen in Marvel.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know if you remember, but one of your biggest things about this kid running around going and calling himself Captain America, but the fact that he has villains like Red Skull, that Captain America went to him and stop, and they started to go after him. It's the same thing here.
He never fought against Green Goblin, and
but he has no control over that. And Green Goblin, of all people who wants to personally get at Spider-Man any chance he gets, you think he would go for the 10-year-old?
And he has training, and he has superpowers, so he's not totally defenseless.
Beating Green Goblin, or he should.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
The thing is, Peter has no control over the villains that Bailey interact. He has some, but he can't stop it if it happens. That's what I'm saying. That's why it seems like dumb and reckless for Peter. That was my whole.
Well, apparently Peter's is making a deal to do something about it. Jake, does that make you feel better? Do you want to see him for one more day?
Him making a deal to fix his mistake doesn't help me. I'm tired of him making mistakes that he knows he shouldn't make.
Right.
Gotcha. But anyway, you see Bailey. He's in the cockpit. He's like saying, "Where are the brakes? Restarts, shutdowns. Push all the buttons. Why is everything in Japanese? Hello, IT. This is phone cord. Wait, this phone has a phone cord. How old is this damn thing? Like, oh shit, he's just freaking out." So the three girls end up having like a telepathic line to Bailey to kind of guide him of what's going on. And right now they're actually fighting. The Japanese Spider-Man is in the midst of fighting another kaiju who just so happens to be a version of Bailey's villain, Gutterball.
Should have been Hellfire though.
It could have been. But he's like, oh, the giant kaiju's like, I am the evil Iron Cross Army's ultimate machine them. I am King Bowler, who shoots bowling balls and bowling pins. So yeah, Bailey is stuck in in a Power Ranger style fight, controlling a Megazord. It's like saying, "Oh shit, what can I do to fire? Let's see. Let me push this button. Wait, it fires my arms. Wait. How's that practical? How am I supposed to fight without arms? You know?"
This man don't watch any cartoon.
He's an orphan, Austin. Come on, cut him some slack.
He wasn't always the orphan. What's the stuff acting like he didn't have a few years of life? Okay.
Gotcha. But anyway, the Japanese Spider-Man is able to help him with the controls, and eventually Bailey does like a sword Viger and Power Ranger style blows up King Bowler. And that's when Bailey's like, "Take that, you big..." Oh, did I just straight up murder that guy? Did he have a wife and kids or anything?
Yep. Right.
Oh yeah, take that, Power Rangers. Yeah, all the murders you commit.
Hey, they probably confirmed alien monsters. Yeah.
People with sentient brains and that stuff who can make decisions.
No, I want to bring that up because like they don't care except for that one special where they brought up like, oh, we don't want to kill people, but they do it all the time. They don't care. The only thing that doesn't kill is SPD. That's because they have like a system to arrest monster.
Yeah, and also Bailey was keeping caution not to step on anyone, Jake. Oh, how many people have the Power Rangers stepped on?
SPD be rolling on top of people. They'd be rolling on top of like buildings.
Okay. But anyway, Bailey was able to defeat the giant bowler kaiju, and the girls were able to use another spell to teleport Bailey and the Japanese Spider-Man. The Japanese Spider-Man came back, but unfortunately, Bailey ended up in another universe, and he's like in this. The art style's completely changed, right? It looks like something you would see from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, that sort of animation. Yep, Bailey, old school Spider-Man. Like Bailey has like his suit, he has a camera, his hair is combed back. He's like, "Why am I wearing a tie?" And that's when he hears somebody screaming, "Briggs! Bailey Briggs! Don't just stand there! You know what I want? Pictures! Pictures!
Bro.
I'm Spider-Boy!
I'm about to pop you.
What?
This is 60 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Talking a transatlantic accent.
Not exactly, 60 Spider.
This
We don't know
Dave
what
Jonah Jameson is 60 Spider-Man.
Okay, they're saying it's Earth 67. Oh,
so,
shit.
Yeah,
1960
Spider-Man.
Yeah, 60 Spider-Man. Yeah, it's 1960.
Okay. You might see Spider-Boy and His Amazing Friends next issue, then, audience.
What? Maybe I got to take over reading this book. I'm sitting you not getting these references, okay? First, you start agreeing about this, the Japanese emissary hell being the manga-verse. And now you don't know what the 60s Spider-Man looks like?
Yeah, because
I told you guys
the universe was named after 1967. The Amazing Friends came out in 81. So
there was a 60s Spider-Man cartoon that they...
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Anyway, either way, Spider-Boy's going old school, audience, in the next issue. So, look forward to it, audience.
I think, again, anytime they go back to Bailey's origins, it makes no sense, and you would have to bend characters' motivations to make it work. There is no version of 616 Peter that would train a 7-year-old child to go fight supervillains. Okay, Krypton, you were talking about
people.
You talk about the original Ultimate Universe, how Captain America was like, "Hey, Spider-Man should be fighting. He's a child." That's exactly how Peter would see Bailey.
Okay, shoe on the other foot. I'll give you that.
No, you know what? He would take care of him if he caused him to get his power.
If he was responsible for the powers, I could maybe see that. I don't think he would let him put a suit on though. I think it's where he would draw the line.
He also had Reed Richards vet the suit for him, Jake.
To be fair, putting a suit on is the best thing he could do for him. That coordinator is going to keep him safe.
Yeah. That was another person who trained Bailey. It was the Fantastic Four, Jake.
Well, that's why Reed sucks.
They didn't train him. They made a suit.
I would say, no. I'm saying when I mean suit, I mean be a superhero. I don't mean the physical suit. I just be he wouldn't let him be like a superhero. I don't think that's where this is the guy again who doesn't get over Gwen or Captain Stacy's death years removed. Okay, any death that he's experienced in his life is on his conscience to this day. The fact that he would let a child be a part of his world is insane. That doesn't make any sense.
Jake, that just comes down to the fact that there was nothing he'll be able to do to stop him.
I guess that's always the argument they come to.
You control
Spider-Man barely, with how busy he is with his regular life, you couldn't keep up watching this kid.
He couldn't. That's what I'm saying. He would be. Why make him a sidekick? That's what I'm saying. Like, why even
put that? Fair, if you go by what he said he alternates between Peter and Miles.
Oh, okay. So Miles does it too. Does Miles have time? He doesn't spend time with Peter anymore. I guess he.
Well, before their sister, he would have had time to do it.
I guess.
Well, Bailey is.
Remember, it'll be 3 years ago from now, so it wouldn't be like current day Miles.
I don't know. It just seems like far-fetched. I feel like Peter will put his foot down at this point. Like I said, he lives with so much guilt. I just don't see him doing that. I just see him
I agree.
You guys want another brainstorm? Like I'm seeing the cover of the next issue. Looks like Bailey is going to be going to another universe. A universe that's animated. A universe from the 90s. Oh, it looks like Spider-Boy is going to be popping up in the 90s Spider-Man series.
Okay. This is another thing I want to talk about. This seems like this is nothing but just fan service. What is this?
It's becoming gimmick now.
Yeah, what does this have to do with anything? The whole point of this is to get Bailey's life back. What is all this even plot relevant to? I don't understand. You know what I mean?
He's trying to get his life back together, Jake.
He's getting there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what's happening. He's just going to random universes and doing shit for no reason. What? Why? I guess that's my point. And I wanted the audience to understand. As much as I shit on Spider-Boy, I don't think all of him is bad. I like his costume design. I like that Dan Slott was trying to make new villains for him. I think his earlier stories are fun. It's just this is just not it for me. This is just like, what are we doing? So I don't know. But yeah.
We'll see in the next issue, audience. Yeah. That's it for Spider-Boy this week.
Yeah. But,
Go ahead, Austin. Wait, hold a sec. Wait.
Okay.
Before we get to your pick.
Let's find out what happens next.
There we go.
Damn.
There we go. Go ahead, Austin. It's your turn now.
Oh, you did? Okay. I really love that picture. That's why I posted it. But let me pull it back up real quick because I'll switch to Spider-Boy to see what you're talking about. But all right. So people don't remember. Scarlet last issue showed up. She was following Jinx, trying to figure out what happened to her, and that led her into the island of what did you say this guy's name? Jake, what's the guy's name? Shadow? Snow Shadow?
Yeah, Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow, and she got taken. And she got taken and kidnapped, basically.
I want you to know.
Tied to a kid.
I want you to know. This is why Scarlet's red hair is so important. I looked at this cover for a solid minute. I was like, "That's not Scarlet Witch. Who's that?" I could not identify that. So,
the worst part, Jake, is that her full title, technically, is Scarlet O'Hare.
No, that's her name.
I know. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's now super important. It's literally our whole identity. Her name is Scarlet. But this book starts off pretty good because she's tied up to a chair. People know, I guess I should say this. Kelly Thompson writing this book.
Yep.
And I was very concerned before we saw this book that Kelly Thompson writes every female down. And sometimes they start to blow. But Jake, this lady pulls up her shirt and she has a stitch mark into her stomach and she pulls out a razor blade from inside her stomach. She stitched the razor blade to the inside of her skin.
Scarlet does?
So she can pull out. Yeah. She's tied to a chair. And she basically think about being handcuffed to a chair. Like that.
Yeah.
But she pulled it out, cuts her wristband. It wasn't really cuffed. And she starts sneaking around the facility with blood all over her fingertips. Yeah. She fights a ninja.
What? I want to let the audience know, in terms of I'm not as hard on G.I. Joe characterization as I am Transformers, because Transformers, believe it or not, they do have set characters for the core cast. G.I. Joe has that for some of them, but the rest of them just kind of do whatever the plot requires from what I've seen. So, I'm not really as harsh.
With G.I. Joe, I'm more judged by how dedicated they are to the mission. That's usually how you judge most of the top 5 people.
Yeah.
What for they will they go to complete the job? Right. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Scarlet, Snake Eyes, and Duke usually go all the way. So those are the people I judge. If they fail, I judge it hard. They just not be falling like easy.
Yeah.
But she gets a fight scene. They throw a chair around. Somebody's going to throw the chair around. Might have been the Bulldog Riley line. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because after this chair gets thrown, like 5 ninjas jump in. It just it reminds me of the clip of, oh my god, it's a chair, and then everyone started fighting.
Yeah, that's funny.
But she started getting sniped. She can see still some of their weapons, and she showed that she is very well at swordsmanship and throwing ninja stars. And I was like, oh yeah, the last issue they said she trained with things. Not only did she, but she's not just government trained, she's ninja trained to a degree. But that's not enough to really stop Storm Shadow. But he stops the fight. He don't even fight her. He says, follow me. Let's go in the dojo. And he walks her all the way through the building. You see her watch like 5 people sparring. And you get a little backstory of her and Jinx and their training. And you get a sense that they're really close friends. Things like it kind of reminds me how X-Men 97 did like Storm and Jean Grey. Where it kind of feel like Jean Grey just talking into the air.
Yeah.
And this Storm replies, well, oh, I forgot you were here for that event that I just thought about.
I
It's kind
remember
of
back in season 2 of X-Men when I became the Phoenix.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was just making me laugh. But Storm Shadow's he's like very courteous. He's like, oh yeah, let me get you some tea. I sit down. Why are you here? What the hell do you want on our island? So I assume Snake Eyes hasn't come here yet, and obviously Storm Shadow hasn't heard you. Because the Master's still alive. But this is early as shit in the timeline. And Jinx is way older than she usually is. So usually she's like the kid under Snake Eyes.
All right.
But she recalls some of her missions with the Master. Like, it's pretty straightforward. And he's just like, well, Jinx, she wants to be here. Like, I don't know what to tell you. She's here for training. She wants to finish her training. And once she's done, she's free to leave. Like, we're not kidnapping people. We're not the League of Assassins. We're not weird. We're not the Court of Owls. I don't know who else kidnaps people. I forgot how many of them do that. Not the, what they call Army of Thieves. Where the fuck Gambit crew was called. They kidnap kids too.
Uh-huh.
But she literally just leaves. And it was like, bro, I feel like you wasted 2 issues just trying to show us Scarlet was badass. And then you're like, you can't show her she's that skilled and then not have her fight early Storm Shadow. Just like see the skill.
Right.
Yep. She has to write her as if she's having a bad Tuesday, you know?
Yeah. So like she just kind of leaves. She goes on another mission. That's in issue 2, and I was like, bro, that I just see people being pissed off that you set up all this work to make it seem like either we're gonna see young Snake Eyes or she's gonna fight Storm Shadow, and you didn't get neither one of them. What's the point of having her come to the Ninja Island?
Yeah. Now then, the caveat to that, you have some people upset about her beating either of those two. You know,
you don't have to beat them to fight them. We know she's highly skilled. Based on what we saw, but it's like even Storm Shadow 1, since he's not evil, there's no consequence to him, her losing a fight yet. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't. Well, I guess they always do portray Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes hand to hand wise above everybody else. I don't know if like you can't lose to Scarlet though. I don't know if that's actually true.
That's why I wanted to see it because they're mainly fighting with his main weapons. If it's in hand and it has Scarlet win, I probably would let it slide.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the Joes pretty much intermingle with each other. I feel like the only two that might have the exception might be Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, but I don't know. Because usually they say that. Usually they portray it as if
only two like Snake Eyes can win.
Yeah, only Snake. They usually portray it that way. But I think anybody else is like fair game for the Joes to fight. I think.
But yeah, I think that's the problem. Like just how G.I. Joe's been portrayed over the years. It's only those two fight each other. They never let outside the movie. Storm Shadow's not allowed to fight anybody else.
Yeah.
But this book is really much written like how Kelly Thompson did her Black Widow book. The one where you know the one I'm talking about. The one with Black and the Secret Child and stuff. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that.
That's how Scarlet fight. That's how the fight panels are kind of drawn. That's kind of how she talks up until the Jean Grey scene flash. But it pretty much reminds me of that. And I'm worried she's going to lean Scarlet a little bit too much into Black Widow. Because she's not a femme fatale. She doesn't like seduce or do anything like that. She's just
Yeah.
a fighter who happens to be female.
Scarlet's one of
You're
the
gonna,
boys. That's how
you're,
she usually is.
Yeah, she's
you're gonna
tomboy, to be honest.
next
But
next issue is just gonna see the day in the life of her apartment. That's what it's gonna be. Hey,
next
I'm
issue
betting that.
teases her and adult, uh, her and Jinx teaming up to fight. They look like the mob ninjas. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
They're wearing suits.
Yeah, all the GI Joes, even like the females, they're all like the boys. Like they like in it. I think the only femme fatale in the series is Baroness that I remember.
Yeah,
So
that's why I'm worried that she might lean a little bit too close to that. Because Baroness is here. It's pretty much one of the boys, besides flirting with Duke a little bit.
yeah.
She was quick to wrap things up in the Duke series.
Uh,
But
like I said, I feel like the GI Joe books have more pressure to be better because Transformers will sell, but GI
yeah,
Joe won't at any point. Like GI Joe could just stop working and people wouldn't care.
yeah,
So I think
that's
these books are
basically how it feels.
yeah. I think in terms of this, I think this just goes to show that maybe having a writer only be responsible for one type of role that fits their life experiences isn't the best idea because eventually they will get stale and they will not have anyone they can challenge themselves. So maybe have a
Yeah,
right now. So you know,
I won't say it's bad or anything, but it's like it's decent. I won't say it's as good as Duke, but it's like nowhere near Cobra Commander, which was the best GI Joe book.
If you read Kelly Thompson's past works, and it's basically more the same, you know.
Yeah,
It's
like I said, if you thought that Black Widow run was okay, it's okay. That's how I put out.
Mhm.
I think it's a shame too because I actually do like Scarlett's placement. I think one of the movies we watched, I like Scarlett and Duke's brother sister relationship they had.
Yeah, the animated movie, the second
Yeah,
animated movie.
yeah. So I like that, and I kind of Scarlett's like one of the more interesting Joes to me outside of Kamakura, my favorite. So I kind of do want her to succeed. So hopefully maybe it turns around. Who knows?
No,
Yeah, I don't. I think it'll still sell because the universe still new. But I think it's because it's Kelly Thompson. The book already has his audience set. I guess that makes sense. It's like, oh, it's Kelly's book. We're gonna read it out. So if you didn't care about Scarlet, I don't see anything in this book that'll be like, oh yeah, let me check out Scarlet, see what she's doing to me. I see a lot of people just be like, I'll wait till she show up in the team up book. Just
Mm-hmm.
but that's really it. I'll give like a 7, 6, 7.
Okay. There you go. Maybe when I start doing ratings. So, all right.
Oh wait, I do have one more criticism. Make her hair more red. I can't.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I need to be actually Scarlet. This is
Yeah,
boring.
he ripped actually red hair. I don't care about realism. Her hair is red. I mean, it's like flat out.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Or orange. One of the two. So I can identify it.
gotcha. But alrighty then. With that, let's move on to the last book of the night. Audience,
Yo, what a
Avengers number
controversial
16.
picture you showed on screen.
Only a bad person would think punching a nice Nazi is controversial, Jake.
I thought that was Wolverine.
What?
I don't
Oh,
think that's
no,
Wolverine.
You think
that's
Wolverine's a Nazi?
that's Baron Blood.
Who?
Yeah, Wolverine.
The Nazi vampire.
Who?
We've been
Yeah,
over
this-
this. That is Wolverine.
Wolverine's
This is the
a
blood
vampire?
hunt tie-in. This is a blood hunt tie-in, audience. All right, so
You know,
Makes sense.
wait. This happened. This happened in 19 in the war too, right? This was in the war.
no,
We first
no,
met,
this is
right?
no, this is going on.
No. Not this
the
fight.
blood.
I'm saying he met this guy during the war in 19 something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So Wolverine saw this and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna base my costume off that." I'm telling you right now.
Okay, take that, Canada. Looks like you have the
I don't know. Go
problematic
bother
origin
Department H
now.
about that, bro.
All right, but anyway, this takes place with what happened in the last issue, where now, since Baron Blood has the whole Shield helicarrier, Captain America's tag team of Avengers are trying to stop him, and now you have the Captain who's controlling the ship now, and Baron Blood's like, "What are you doing, you maniac?" And Captain America's just smiling because, hey, the simple truth is this: if the vampires have taken the sunlight from us, then we just have to go to the sunlight. So he has the helicarrier go above
Cap,
that little
Cap will
dark
die.
cloud.
Cap will die.
What?
Please, not like this.
What? What? It's a helicarrier, man. It's made of tough stuff. So, yeah, now they have the home field advantage. So Captain America commands all these Avengers to just basically toss as many vampires as they want out of the ship. So, instant kill, while Captain America continues his fight with Baron Blood. And I'm just thinking back to that Marvel vs. Capcom theme song of Captain America, like throughout this whole entire fight. I'm like, damn, this is so epic. This is so cool. Yeah. Dun-dun-dun,
I
dun-dun-dun,
never heard that song. Yeah, I just thought about it. I know it's
dun-dun-dun.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that song's pretty good. I'll get
Dun,
both.
dun, na, na. I'm not gonna hum the whole thing, but you guys get the idea. All right, so Baron Blood's like saying, "Oh, you think you won this? Did you really think that I wouldn't have a plan in place? I lose my flagship? You see, it does. It
I
matters
don't
not
know.
to. Yeah. See, it matters not to me, Captain, that the crew. It's that my own crew dies if it means the loss of you and your Avengers." Captain America's like, so you'd sacrifice your own people? Of course I would. No great loss. There has not, nor will there ever be, a shortage of credulous fools waiting to step in line. Yeah, yeah. Let this sink into anybody who has ideas of joining Nazis, audience. So let them hear what they will think of you. But anyway, you actually cut back to the rest of the Avengers, and I really love this moment. Right, you see Hercules and Hazmat; they have a nice, solid moment. Hercules, as he's tossing vampires out, he's like saying, "Oh, so this is your first time being an Avenger?" And Hazmat's like, "Yeah, though I did go to Avengers Academy. You were a guest instructor, a nude one, if I remember correctly." Perv. Yeah, audience. I'm actually a really big fan of Avengers Academy back in the day. I know and I love the callbacks they're making here because there was a point where Hercules was a guest instructor for the kids, right? And okay, he wanted to demonstrate them the original wrestling from back in the Roman days, which entails them fighting nude.
You just admitted that a superhero showed his dick to kids. You realize that, right?
Yes, in the football field. Yes, he full on was naked. He was basically posing. He was like telling, look at the triumph of a wrestler's body. Engrave this image into your mind, student."
No, thank you. I'm good.
We're like, oh
Wait, can we get this man arrested?
uh, okay, I like this one funny moment from that issue where, like, Metal, he was looking at Stryker, right? He was like saying, "Oh, he's all you, buddy. He plays your field." Yeah, because Stryker is gay, right? And Stryker's like,
He's the
no, 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 no.
second hero who wears a black and white outfit that happens to be gay. He's the second
Yep.
one.
They should have had a team up between the two. But even Stryker's like, no, 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 no. I have morals. And on top of that, I don't even want to imagine what my electricity will do to all the hair that's on that man's body. And I mean all the hair. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm talking about, right, audience? So, yeah. Not like Hercules waxes, but, Hercules is here like saying, oh, yeah, my Olympic wrestling demonstration. Not my most well thought out escapade. But there comes a heartfelt moment where, like, even Hazmat's like remembering, yeah, back in those days, the heroes thought we were going to grow up to be supervillains, because audience, when the Avengers Academy was a thing, the Avengers recruited a bunch of kids that Norman Osborn had taken into his domain when he was head of
Yeah.
Shield, and like yeah, when he was stopped, the Avengers looked through the files of all of them, right? And had to perform like a little profile test, and this and that. They told the kids that they decided to choose them because it was likely that they were going to be the next Avengers, right? But it turned out was actually they scored the lowest on all the exams in the fact that they're not going to grow up to be the next Avengers. they would likely grow up to be the next masters of evil. So
Hey, that's heroic of them to take that chance on these kids. Okay, Batman would
yeah,
never.
yeah, that's why they wanted the heroes wanted to personally be the ones to instruct these kids, to be heroes, And I and I and I like the moment Hercules is like, yeah, it looks like both of us are not the same from back then. Look at us. I'm fully clothed and you're a bona fide Avenger. Yeah, yeah, that was a nice heartfelt moment. Yeah, which Hercules grew up. That is not the type of person he would do. That's not the type of person he is anymore. He wouldn't do orgies. Yeah, yeah, he's straight edged, lived a straight edge life. You know,
Well, he's not 100% straight, but sure, okay. He's
the
not
straight
fully
edge life.
straight. He's not fully straight
He,
edge.
he's
He's
one.
he's by it. Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
bi edge. Yeah, yeah. Even queer people could be old and boring too. So
Yeah, I know. That's
Hercules.
why people don't like one of my favorite comic ships because
Yep,
it's me.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. Hercules keeps his clothes on. He doesn't party. He doesn't drink, and yeah, he wants to be responsible. And he's a one partner sort of guy now. So yeah.
Wait,
So he's definitely not like his daddy Zeus, who is
Nope.
the worst.
Nope.
I don't know if I should be disappointed or not.
Awesome.
yeah,
You
no,
have a
these are
super.
Marvel stuff. But yeah, I would ask, wait, did the Young Avengers ever have a crossover with Avengers Academy?
No, not to my
No.
knowledge, no.
The Avengers Academy did have a crossover with the Young X-Men at the time. That was the
No
only
one care about
crossover
them.
they had. Yeah,
To
pretty much
my
everybody forgot
knowledge,
about those.
no, they did not. They
Mhm.
did cross over with the fake Young Avengers. If you know, you know.
That's a missed
Mhm.
That's where
opportunity.
that bitch Sylvie Lushton pulls up.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that.
Fucking bitch.
Got you. But anyway, as the issue is continuing, yeah, it's more the same. Like Captain America's fighting off Baron Blood, and Baron Blood even starts realizing, oh shoot, like things are not looking over in my favor. This isn't the end. The skies are still black, and my people still overrun yours.
Wait,
And
what did
then
he
that,
say? Can you say that with not a shitty accent? Can you re-say that?
yeah, appropriate to say a Nazi accent is shitty. There's no such thing as a good Nazi accent.
Yeah, but what did you say? I didn't hear that
He's
first
like,
part.
this isn't the end of it. The skies are still black, and my people still overrun yours.
Okay, just wanted to
And,
check. Thank you.
yep. And then there's like this really cool panel of like Captain America with Hercules and Hazmat by his side saying, "It's over for you, Baron, and then it'll be over for you the next time, you tin pot tyrant, and the next one. We're Avengers, and we don't quit till the job is done.
Or
It's
unless we all
never
die.
It's never over, Captain." And then he tries to fly out, out of the helicarrier. Cap tries throwing his shield, but remember, this is a silver shield, not his original, so it didn't aim to where he wanted it to. But it's okay because guess what? They have the perfect eye on the sky, Kate Bishop, as
Yeah,
she's read.
Kate.
Yep. Hey, she even mentioned that. Yeah, I'm an ordinary person, but luckily for me, what do vampires hate? Wooden stakes. And what do I have in my bow? A wooden pointy stick. So, bam, as the issue ends. Good issue, audience. Good issue. This definitely definitely helped me, especially after reading the Ultimates. So yeah.
It's all perfectly balanced. It's all things should be.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I
put Jed
just saw
Mc,
that
put
quote.
Jed Mc, put Jed McKay on Captain America Marvel. Come on.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
if
kind of
I
good they
don't get
haven't
the
did that
books
yet.
that I want, you're not getting the books you want, okay?
But it's in Marvel's best interest to do these things. Why are they against these things?
Yeah. No. Now you were saying something, Jake?
I just saw that quote, the perfectly balanced quote, while I was coming back.
Yeah. Cool. But anyway, yeah, that's it for the issue. And yeah, that's it for tonight. Actually, we got through all the books.
Okay.
All right.
I can't believe it.
I
Yeah.
can't got less books than ever, and we still somehow, as usual, we found some way to stretch it out to near the end of the day.
Hey, some things had to be talked about. Okay, it's not like
Gotcha.
No,
Anyway, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I like how it doesn't matter how many topics we have. We can have one topic on the board, and it will still.
And we can still make it to 2 hours, baby.
We'll make it 2 hours somehow.
I think it's ingrained in our brain that we have to last a certain amount of time, so we just innately just talk about it.
Yeah, one of these days we'll do an hour. We'll make it to an hour. So,
but hey, audience, maybe they'll be.
Yeah, when we talk about Dragon Prince.
Maybe they'll be tomorrow, because tomorrow is our anime and manga night. So stay tuned for those exciting reviews and retrospectives. And who knows what might show up. So, also, if you have an anime or manga you want to recommend it to these guys, because I don't got time for that shit. If they want to talk about it, they can. Just don't recommend me One Piece. Not happening until I see the One Piece.
Tell Jake to read Kagurabachi, please.
No,
He's enough.
Yes.
All right.
It started as a meme, but this comic's actually pretty great.
For anyone recommending One Peak, I need to know that the One Piece has been found before I even read it. That was my goal.
There's no way in hell you're gonna read 1,500 issues just because they found it. Okay? I'm not gonna believe it.
I said as a kid when I watched One Piece, you know what? I'll come back when they find the One Piece. I had no idea what would be this long.
I'll make you a deal. How about this? One Piece is making the composite anime, so it's like no filler, none of that stuff.
Yeah,
watch that. With brand new animation. Watch that.
Yeah, when they find the One Piece. When they find the One Piece.
All right, audience. With that, we'll see y'all later.